Illegal immigrants are allegedly getting £1,000 a week jobs as food delivery drivers within hours of breaking into Britain. They are staying at taxpayer-funded hotels, getting everything for free, and then they're working for companies like Deliveroo and Just Eat. So today, this footage emerged appearing to verify that.
Asylum seekers in the hotel. Could you tell me why you're working? Could you tell me why you're working? It's Just Eat, Uber, Deliveroo, all couriers. Sorry, excuse me. Could you explain why you're working as a courier? Sorry, what?
These hotels all have taxpayer-funded security, and we know that because they try to stop people filming inside them.
Lots of security on here too.
Hello.
Hello.
Where are you from?
What?
Where are you from?
Media. Oh, you guys? Okay.
Call the reception.
Call the reception.
The irony here is that, now, we can't be precisely sure in that exact clip that we've just shown you, but from a lot of the other clips that I'm sure you've all seen, we appear to be giving visas to immigrants to act as security at hotels full of illegal immigrants. And then it would also appear that they don't bother to report it to police when the illegals seem to be working illegally. So I wanted to see for myself just how easy it would be for me, posing as an illegal immigrant, to get a job when I came to Britain. So I contacted a couple of human traffickers in Calais and told them that I'd need a job once they've brought me across the channel. It's easy to find the human traffickers. In fact, here's a new one that we haven't shown you before. They advertise on TikTok with videos like these. Within minutes, we were speaking to him via WhatsApp, and I asked if they could sort me out with a job. So they then gave me several different phone numbers of people that they know who are already in Britain. One of them has an interesting profile picture. It's Saddam Hussein, I think, isn't it, there, the Iraqi despot that we went to war with. And just according to an AI translator, it appears to have the words, "In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful." So nice stuff there. Some other people then started contacting us because they thought we wanted to work in the UK. So in a way, we managed to get involved in some kind of illegal bidding war. But one even sent us this voice message.
Hello, bro. Bro, Habibi, what you need? You need to go speak me. You can speak message, but Arabic, bro. I'm speak message English is little bad. I have two jobs for London as 1 week.
And bingo, I'm employed illegally. Another person appeared to say that he works in British airspace, which is, well, concerning, if that's what he really means. And he had a job for us as a delivery driver. So yesterday, the National Crime Agency told us that there was a limit to what they can do when it came to human traffickers, because sometimes they operated outside their jurisdiction. And that was, of course, in relation to all of the personal phone numbers and information, including locations that we've given them of human traffickers in Calais. So they say that some of that's outside their jurisdiction. OK, all right. Well, these people now, who seem to be offering us jobs to illegal channel migrants here in the UK, well, they are here in Britain, aren't they? And we have handed all of their numbers over to the NCA, and it does beg the question, right? Are they working with the human traffickers? Because the human traffickers knew they are, and they gave us their numbers, you see that. So if they are, does that then not fall under the National Crime Agency's jurisdiction? Well, apparently not, because here's what the National Crime Agency told us. They said, this is not one we can comment on. Illegal working is a matter for immigration enforcement. So contact the Home Office press office, please. Right, OK, well, we have done that, by the way, but surely exposing that link between the human traffickers and the illegal employers is something for the National Crime Agency. The fact is that what we've shown, again, very easily, is that you can just get a job in Britain as an illegal immigrant before you've even made it to Britain. A Home Office spokesperson said, "We've taken swift action to launch a nationwide crackdown on illegal working. Arrests are up 51% since we took office. On top of that, our Borders Bill is changing the law to end the abuse of flexible working arrangements. For the first time, checks that confirm someone's immigration status and their right to work will be extended to all companies in the gig economy."
Do you want to save a boatload of cash this summer, wherever you have a trip planned? The one thing you're going to need is access to the internet and on the go. And you can do that easily with Saily. Hit the link in the description to get 15% of your first eSIM plan ready for your trip so you can browse to your heart's content. Saily gets you a local SIM card you can use when traveling so you don't have to pay those crazy roaming fees just to send a message or check the latest news. Now, they've got plans in over 160 countries, 8 regions, so pretty much everywhere, wherever you're going, they'll be able to make sure you're connected. So how does it work? All you've got to do is this. Hit the link in the description to download the app. It will work on iOS or Android. Buy a plan. You can choose an amount of data and time frame that suits you best. And then just install the eSIM on your phone. When you land at your holiday destination, you can activate your plan instantly. And if that wasn't enough, Saily eSIMs only ever have to be installed once. So when you go on your next trip, you just buy a plan for a new country, turn that eSIM back on, and boom, you're back watching me on GB News. I'll be using a Saily SIM on my next holiday because it's actually faster than some of the hotel Wi-Fis. You can get unlimited data if you want, so you can scroll away to your heart's content. And when you leave the hotel, you don't have to do that annoying thing of Wi-Fi hopping because you've got constant connectivity wherever you go. And they've got 24/7 support as well and a full refund policy if your eSIM isn't compatible. So get sorted for your next trip. Download Saily using the link in the description below. And if you use the code NEWS at checkout, you'll get an exclusive 15% discount on us. So click the link, download Saily, and use the code NEWS at checkout.
OK, let's get the thoughts of my panel. We have got former Tory MP Jonathan Gullis, Associate Editor of the Daily Express Sam Lister, and broadcaster and journalist Jonathan Liss. Jonathan Gullis, I'll start with you. So it doesn't really seem like anyone wants to take responsibility for the human traffickers that we contacted, giving us the details of their mates here to give us illegal work. No one's desperate to shut any of that down.
Well, this goes to the incompetence of the establishment, which is the civil service, who wants to just simply pass the buck around everyone else rather than actually just taking decisive action. Like you say, you've linked human traffickers to helping people find work of employment and people in this country then getting those people jobs and probably profiteering themselves off those illegal migrants. It's why we need to detain people when they come here, so they are locked up in facilities and not able to access the black market, and therefore ensuring that we know who is in and out of our country. And more importantly, any firms that are found to be allowing this or not doing proper checks need to have huge fines levied against them to make sure they're taking seriously the background checks on their employees. But the blob, the establishment, needs tearing down. It's a complete and utter disgrace. Dominic Cummings was bang on the money the other day when he said, we need to be using special forces to hunt down these trafficking gangs. I don't care which countries they're in, and bullets need to go in the back of heads. Right,
well, Sam, one of the videos that we played there was actually from your lot, the Express. Wonderful work, fantastic. It actually made me very angry because you've got a hotel there, clearly, with bikes with Deliveroo and Just Eat parked outside it. We paid for the people to live in that hotel. We paid for the security at that hotel. And the security at that hotel is obviously not reporting people to the police for working illegally, are they?
No, I mean, this was an investigation by one of our reporters, Zach Garner-Perkis, and he went down. He went down over 2 days, and it was fascinating, actually. You know, Keir Starmer talks about smashing the gangs. One of these guys threatened to smash his face. You know, he witnessed drug taking, drinking on the streets, they were abusive. But, you know, that's just the kind of least of it. Actually, as you say, Patrick, this hotel is paid for by everybody watching at home. It's in central London. And the people who are running that have put up barriers around all those bikes. So they know that this is an issue. They know that, one, you're not supposed to ride most of these bikes legally anyway, the electric bikes, it's flat in the law, whatever, that's a minor point. But they know that these people in their hotel should not be working, yet they've gone to the trouble of erecting a barrier around the hotel. So they know that this is against the rules, and yet they're doing nothing about it. Now, we have we're splashing on this tonight. Right. We have a piece by Chris Philp, the Shadow Home Secretary, And he says this is industrial-scale rule-breaking paid for by you and I.
Yeah, it is.
It's not wrong.
No, it is, absolutely. Well, I look forward to seeing that front page in about 20 minutes' time, actually. But, yes, Jonathan, I mean, this is... Yeah, well, how would you respond to that? Industrial-scale rule-breaking that will be very easy to stop. The police know where all this is taking place. We've just given them the phone numbers for a bloke who can sort us out with a job. It doesn't seem like anyone particularly wants to call that number or go and collar him.
Well, if there's evidence of rule breaking, obviously the police should follow that up. But I think that there is a possibility of thinking outside the box a little bit on this issue, and that there is a case for allowing asylum seekers to work while their claims are being processed. Rather than having this sort of black economy that happens, which is in no one's interest and certainly doesn't benefit the taxpayer, if you actually allowed people to demonstrate that they could be productive and sort of contribute to society while they were having their claims processed, they would then be in the tax system as well. There could be a way forward in that because we know this stuff happens anyway.
Do you think these
so
people
why not
would sign up to pay tax, Jonathan?
I think that most people would choose to work legally rather than illegally if given the choice.
Right, OK. Well, I'd love one day to maybe be able to look at the world through the rose-tinted glasses that you have. But
I'm not rose-tinted, Patrick.
Well, you are, mate, because that's absolutely ludicrous. I mean, clearly there's a reason why they're not declared.
They're not allowed to, Patrick.
Oh, yeah, so they're already breaking the law.
And we'll see.
So they're already breaking the law. Oh, yeah, OK, fine, great stuff. Jonathan, you were pulling a face there at that.
It's telling people who come across illegally, you can come here and then legally work, but somehow we're then not going, pay tax into the tax system, but your asylum claim will still be decided upon. Once you start letting them into the tax system, they're going to end up with the indefinite leave to remain, which will therefore act as a pull factor for the traffickers and the smuggling gangs to send people across and profit off human misery, who sadly in some cases end up losing their lives in the English Channel. It is absurd, the idea of letting people who've illegally entered this country go to work, because it won't actually end up with them paying tax. They'll end up still in the black economy. It will allow them the right to remain, and there will be more lawlessness from medieval mindset men who want to rape women in this country, who want to abuse our system. Because, well, the stats
why
are there,
where does this idea that all asylum seekers just are sort of programmed to want to rape women? White British people are already raping women, Jonathan, as you know perfectly well. It's not a cultural issue.
Baroness Casey's review is pretty clear.
About grooming gangs.
Well, a grooming gang is a rape gang.
Which is not the only kind of sexual crime.
Just on that, I want to bring something on this, because there is a safety issue here. So if when you order a takeaway and you get that delivered to your front door, those people then know where you live by definition, and they maybe get a feel for who's living in there. And if some of these people who we don't know who they are because they're working illegally were to knock on the door of, say, an 18-year-old girl who might have just ordered a pizza or a Chinese takeaway, and she's on her own in that particular place, that, I think, is a recipe for disaster. And Deliveroo and Just Eat surely need to do something about it.
They definitely have questions to answer about this. They clearly are they're very lax on the security when it comes to signing up these riders, and obviously we don't know the implications of that. Well, we can guess at the implications of that, but I can tell you that actually on the back of our investigation, Dame Angela Eagle, the security minister, she is intending to have talks next week with the delivery companies, but I expect it's going to be a very, very long, rocky road before we actually get any action on this.
A strongly worded letter, I'm sure, will intimidate Deliveroo and Just Eat, rather than huge fines that should be leveraged against them for allowing this to happen.
This is the thing. So, Jonathan, just on that, I mean, look, if you had a business or whatever and you employed someone illegally, even just genuinely by mistake, you know, sometimes people do give very convincing documents. You know, people like in warehouse work or construction work or things like that. It can be quite easy to accidentally employ someone who's here illegally, right? Especially if you're employing lots of people. You get hammered for that. But for some reason, Deliveroo and Just Eat seem to literally be building an entire business model off it.
Well, as I said, if there is illegality, that should be pursued by the police. What I am saying is that, in relation to what you said, Jonathan, there is already human misery. This is baked into the system. And what we should be trying to do is to alleviate that misery and to try and... You know, people are already sort of, being trafficked. People are already being exploited. So if you actually bring
smuggling is a choice. People are choosing to let themselves be smuggled.
Actually, that's not
There's
true.
a legal definition difference between trafficking and smuggling.
Yes.
So let's make sure that
there
we're
are
very careful.
Right, and there are some people who are being both.
shouldn't be importing
and there are some
misery.
people who are both.
We shouldn't be importing
I
misery.
agree with you that we shouldn't be importing misery, and that is why I make the point over and over. I make the point over and over again that no one chooses to enrich traffickers or smugglers even.
They do.
And
They're not paying thousands to cross the
because
channel.
they don't have any other options
They can
to
say
get
they
here.
can't.
If they look,
France, Greece,
claim
Italy.
asylum,
Saying you're
claiming asylum is a legally recognised human right. So it's not illegal, which is why you can't lock people up.
The Refugee
It's not
Convention was
illegal.
from the
It's not
1950s.
illegal to claim
Okay.
asylum in this country.
I mean,
if you had safe and legal routes to come here,
Right.
you would smash.
I was just
the
saying, there's
business
been
model immediately.
demonstrably zero coercion. When, you know, if I am, as a load of these people are, reaching out to human traffickers on TikTok, offering to pay them money, and then saying, when I land in Britain, thanks to you, can you sort me out with a job? And they say yes. I mean, there's no poor old victim of modern day slavery there, is it? That's the conscious. It's literally like it's a fast. It's like an apprenticeship.
They have
You
a
go-
monopoly on cross-channel crossings.
Okay.
That's the whole
I
point.
thought P&O ferries were meant to, not bloody traffickers and smugglers.
People are not being persecuted in France.
Well, some of them have been persecuted,
In
and they have.
France?
And look, Sam, you can't just
France?
delegate your entire asylum
No, but they should
system
say
to the
where-
country
they should
to
say
your
where-
right.
they should say
Then why
where
should
the
France
country-
have people
Just a
exist
second.
to the
Okay,
country?
that's a
It's
different
not a different
argument.
point. It's
That's
not a different argument
it's
at
a
all. It's
different
part of the
argument.
same
Well,
argument.
let's see.
We have to
Let's
pay our
see
part.
if the Home Office or Immigration Enforcement or the National Crime Agency decide to do anything about the people that we have just told them about today, and provided again phone numbers and all of this stuff about people who are clearly linked to human traffickers, clearly offering illegal work for illegal migrants. Let's just see if anything happens there. Anyway,